It's your host with the most. Inviting you to another message. Yes, today is your day. Follow the room coming to what? Right, fam, come on in. We're just going to take a few more seconds. Hit of the mod squad. Stephanie, thank you. Thank you. All right, fam. We're coming in. Listen, while we're coming in, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and get our greetings out the way. And then I'm going to just go ahead and jump into this today because I want to deal with something again. The season of the prophets is going to be part two. But I want to deal with that with just some relevant information and some talking points where we can talk back to each other, right? You all know this Q session where your thoughts really matter, they really count, right? They really matter, they really count. All right? A place where you will not be derided, demonized, demonized, cast aside, or cast to the side. But your thoughts will be taken into consideration. All right, fam? So, with that, let me give out our groups as always. Danny, Inotep, Amani Dada, Amani Dada, Roti, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, come on in, family. We're going to look for the second part, season of the prophets. And remember, if you were in last session, we talked about the real prophets, talked about what a prophet means, and we dealt with the meaning of that. And we found out that actually a prophet means a boy, a comedian. Yeah, yeah. Let me put this out before you. We're gonna move into this. I promise you, I'm gonna drop something on you. We have some fun in here today. All right, fam. Let me put this out here for you guys. Okay. We dealt with the term profit. Okay. That's what my marker. Okay. Excuse me, fam. We dealt with the word P, ROPH, profit. Okay. And then we discovered what a profit is. We looked profit up in the Hebrew and found out the Hebrew word for profit is um, Nabi. It's Nabi. Okay. And what we discovered was one of the meanings for profit is port. Isn't that interesting? Port. And then not only did we found out what a poet was, we had a working definition. I'm pretty sure math teacher get that out there for us. But we had a working definition for it. A poet, a person who has the gift of poetic thought, imagination, and creation, together with the eloquence of expression. Not only can they talk real good, put things together real good, put together real good word salads, give really good word pictures, but they have an expression with it. They know how to really express that. And one of the things we talked about was when you take the cat by the tail, and it was a pun intended when you take the cat by the tail. But in our research, what we found out in our research, a poet is also a comic. Comic. A poet is also a comic, commonly known as a comic poet. Why am I getting at this? Because remember, we're talking about this is the season of the prophets. Now, what I'm conveying to you all is that a prophet is a poet and a comic poet. Isn't that something? That's interesting. You catch where I'm going with this. And if you look at what's happening in the theater of thought, I think all of us probably have heard it has come across our ears or across our desk the episode with Cat Williams, right? Cat. Cat. When you take the cat by the tail, we talked about that. That's an old idiom or saying put forth by Mark Twain. When you take the cat by the tail, that expression is meant to mean you're going to experience something. You're going to be exposed to something when you catch the cat by the tail. And just note that I just told you all a poet is a comic. And it's comic or comic poet, right? Now, the reason why I'm taking you all back so you can see that it's no be, because out of the Hebrew you get this, right? And we talked about this. Those of you that were in the room on last two session, we talked about how in Amos 3:7, how that the prophet says, surely the Lord God will do nothing but to reveal the secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And we were talking from the expression of everything that's going to be done is going to be done as a result of the prophets, right? I'm not talking about church prophets, those that are in there that are proper line and prophesying about all kind of stuff. I'm talking about those that have the ability to take the ethos of society and can express it in a way that you can receive it. A real prophet is going to express in a way that what they're trying to say to you, you're going to be able to receive it and download it. So now we see that there's a big old dust up, right? We see most of us, if you're with me and you've experienced what is happening in the theater of comedy, so that we're on the same page, put a one out there. Hey, Clarence Brigady. Oh, the intuitive one is in the house. Craig Leverett. Hey, Dominica. Hey, Delphina. Yes, if you're in the house, just so we're on the same page, put a one. See, master teacher already beat me. You got me. I said, y'all got me this time. Okay. Okay. I'm going to develop this for you guys, okay? Just give me just a second. Okay, let me show you guys something so that we stay on the same page. When y'all see that, hit those emojis for me when you guys see this. Okay. Comedian, right? If you look in the center of the median, you see what? Say it again. You see the word median. Also, out of this word, we come back to this word, what? Comic, right? Comic. So now we know that a comic is also a what? A poet. And we also know that a poet is a what? Yeah. Okay. That a poet is a prophet. Now we're familiar with the fact that okay, a prophet comes from the church and the prophet is going to do all of this prophesying and tell you about certain things are going to get ready to happen and everything. But we've discovered that he's a poet, a comic poet. In other words, he has the ability to make light of things and cause you to what? Laugh about it. Is that right? And cause you to laugh about it. So when you look at a comedian, according to the online etymology dictionary, listen to what it says about a comedian. He says a comedian from 1580s is a comic what? If you see it out there, he's saying it is a comic what? Poet. Poet, right? Actor, right? In stage comedies, also generally acting from comedian, see comedy or comedy, excuse me. Now, it means a professional joke teller and entertainer who performs to make the audience laugh, right? A comedian. But also, a poet is a person who has the gift of prophetic what? Thought, imagination, right? And creation, together with the eloquence of expression, knowing how to express themselves. So now we talked about what? Cat. Uh, what is cat? Cat is a, say it again. Comedian. He is a comedian. He is a comic what? Comic poet that has eloquent speech, that knows how to deliver a thought and knows how to tap into your imagination. So what Cat is doing now is what? Waking people up. You may not in particularly care for how he's doing it, but he's doing it, right? And he's ruffled a bunch of feathers. Yes. Oh man, a hit dog will do what? Yes, sir. Yeah, a hit dog is gonna bark. It's gonna holler, right? So why am I saying and why am I talking about Cat? Because if you talk about if you listen to what Cat is doing, Cat is revealing things that opens your eyes to a set of circumstances and situations and occurrences that are not so good, right? They're hurting more than they are what? Helping, because they're hurting people. Yes. Now it's a whole big old dust up. I don't know how many of you all just stick with me. We're not gossiping. We're gonna tie all this in. So now David Chappelle has come out and went in on Cat. He went in hot. He went in, man. He went in. And but the interesting thing about it was that the other comedian, D Ray, was trying to stop him. If you all haven't had an opportunity to see that yet, you may want to see it because it's interesting. What David Chappelle did. He's angry with Cat Williams because he felt like Cat Williams shouldn't have said what he said. He shouldn't have told what he told. Now, what D. Ray was saying was that what Cat did was good for comedy, but David Chappelle says that it isn't. And the reason why he feels like it isn't is because it's going to hurt people's jobs, or people may lose jobs. But if you just look at what's currently happening, this has to happen. Because look at Taraja. Look at what happened with her. Look what Oprah Winfrey did to her. But she's been doing it again and again and again. This is for educational purposes only. Thank you. For educational purposes only. Okay. So look at what Oprah has done. So Cat cried out about that. If no one ever says anything, then there is never an opposing force that can make it stop doing what it's doing to people. Now, those of us that know and have our ear to the ground, there are certain things that we know we know. Let me tell you something. If you want to know something, ask a black person, because I guarantee you, we know. You go all the way back to slavery time. We the ones that knew everything. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean, Apostle? We knew everything. Shit, we was the servants. We was there serving. We was there when they were in the room serving them. And they would say anything. And we knew exactly what they were doing and how they were doing it. And to this day, it's the same way we know. But some of us that know just isn't going to tell it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. In this particular instance, I'm siding with Cat Williams. Why am I siding with Cat Williams? Because it's very important. There are some very powerful things that he is releasing that you should take note of. Right? Let me give you, for instance, and for educational purposes only. I don't think there is ever a time that it's funny when a man is wearing a dress. I say that again. To me, in my opinion, in my feelings and my emotions, that doesn't make me laugh to see a man in a dress. To see a man in drag, that's not funny. And I iterate that again, that's not funny. Because it's doing what? It's emasculate. What is it doing? Yes. Yes. Effeminizing, emasculating, taking away the authority and the ability for him to rule. That he would have to somehow stoop to the level of becoming a woman or cross dressing. I tell you something that happened to me when I was in high school, a long time ago, when I was in high school, many moons ago. Every year, the senior athletes, master teacher, had to dress up like a cheerleader, put the cheerleader outfit on and a t-shirt and blow up balloons and put them up under your shirt like you had breasts. And then and wear a wig. And you have to put a wig on. And then you would come out and rev the crowd up being a female. So, I was a star athlete. So, they approached me. They said, hey, Clay, you going to participate in it? I said, man, if you don't get the away from me, y'all know I normally use my expletives, but I don't want to slow this down. But it starts with an F. Y'all know what it is. I said, if you don't get the away from me, don't you ever in your life again ask me that question, period. Because that isn't funny. Right. When you understand the history of that, I don't care that our European counterparts have done it. Our European counterparts are looked at differently from us. While it may be for them that, oh, it was brilliant how he acted that part out. But then when it comes to us, when we do it, you don't get those same accolades. You don't get the same praise. Why am I saying this? Because this is very important. Because if you listen to the music, if you look at what's happening, everything is backwards. Everything is confused. Why is it confused? You know why it's confused? Because we won't stand up for anything. We won't say, hey, you know what? That's not good, man. Don't do that. That ain't good. Sis, you shouldn't do that, man. That ain't good, man. You shouldn't be out here like this here, man. You out here the wrong way. But we won't say anything. I've had incidents that happened to me where I had to correct the incidents. And I got receipts. Right? This is very important that if you're going to, okay, If you're going to have a society, man, that's going to function properly, then you also have to have truth tellers, right? You have to have truth tellers. So why am I saying this? Because generally, what we develop is what we call what norms, right? They'll call what norms. Talk to me. What are they called? They're called norms, right? What typically happens is that a community comes together and collectively determine what's best for the survivability of the community. Right? This is why norms are developed. Yes, some are frowned upon, but most are for the greater good because it causes the community to survive. Right? So now what you're having is the United States of America, for educational purposes only, is imploding. It's imploding. We've lost our norms. We've lost our sensibility, our empathy, and the will to see that, you know what, that's wrong. And it's wrong on so many levels. Right? We just laughing away. We just laughing away. You know what I'm saying? Just laughing away. And everything is imploding, eroding, digressing. Right? So let me go on the record as saying I'm not homophobic. Let's make sense of that. I'm a counselor, so uh, I can't be. I counsel good, bad, not so good, whatever, because that's my job. I'm a healer, right? But also, I must make a stand and let you know where I am. I'm not in agreement with same-sex marriage. I'm not in agreement with same-gender relationships. I'm not in agreement with that. I'm not in support of it. I don't support it. However, I don't attack anyone. I don't try to talk anyone down. You're entitled to your own sexual orientation. But what you're not entitled to is to somehow try to justify it, right? Now, if you want to have that kind of lifestyle, but you understand the book that you read and tell you that you can't do that, then you shouldn't do it. However, what you can do is go and develop your own religion, right? Let's get back to norms. And while I'm talking about norms, the the community or the society cannot survive if that becomes the norm. It has been scientifically proven that two of the same genders cannot reproduce. Did you hear what I'm saying? And that's not condemning. That's not damning. That's telling the truth. Yes, it is factual. Thank you. Right? It's been scientifically proven that two of the same genders, right, cannot bring forth. Even you may say, well, a earthworm, it's a hermaphrodite. Yeah, but however, it also needs another earthworm also to make with. Why am I saying this? Because everything is twisted. We have people forcing their lifestyles on us. that if we don't, we are so remiss and so removed from our norms that we're trying to force other countries to accept the behavior that they have deemed inappropriate. So you know what we said as a country? We said, well, we'll withhold aid from you. We want to assist you guys in any kind of way to help you, except that you legalize same-sex marriages. I'm just trying to make sense of this for you, for me, and for us. So what cat is talking about? Those that are what? That with dresses on. Why would you put a dress on? Catch what he's saying. And see, and the reason why a cat can speak out the way that he is because he's his own man. Cat Williams finances all of his shows. There's no one that he's connected to that pays him for what it is that he do, but all the rest of them do. And what Cat said, and if you catch what he's saying, he's trying to say this without just outright being killed for it, right? He's saying, man, listen, yeah, I could have been at the top. Yeah, I could have been doing this. Yeah, I could have been doing that. He said, but I didn't want to sacrifice myself. I didn't want to lose my soul. I didn't want to lose myself in that. See, we won't hear the whole conversation. See, the prophets bring out the conversation and put it in an arena for you to make a judgment on it, to make a judgment call on it. Where are you going to stand? He asks a question. Either you're going to stand on God's side or you're going to be with the other ones. He's measuring it. He's measuring his words, right? He's getting the conversation out there, right? So it's up to us to pick up on it and get those talking points and create a construct that's conducive for us to see how things really appear, right? So that you won't wake up in the house one morning and your child, 9 or 10 years old, saying that, hey, you know what? I'm a woman trapped in a man's body, educational purposes only. Your child brain isn't even finished developing. Then you have to go back. See, this is why I'm telling you we've lost our way, because if you go back to Dr. Carl Jung, he talked about the anima and the animus. He talked about the anima and the animus, and you need to look this up. The anima and the animus is dealing with the male and the female that's in you. That there's both male and female in us. And you have to bring that to balance. And when you bring that to balance, we come up with what we refer to as a term called androgynous. Androgyny. What does that mean? That means to be balanced both with masculine and feminine. That you're not what? Confused. Now let's get back to norms. What do norms do? Norms tends to reinforce the things that have been agreed upon that will cause the society to survive. Are you listening to me? Just so I know we're all on the same page, put a two out there for me. Let me get to some of you all's questions here in just a second. So normally, yeah, so normally when the norms are ignored, then there are consequences. And we know what happens when there are consequences. Those consequences bring with them what? Labeling. You get labeled. And once you get labeled, you get you get blackballed or ostracized. And you become labeled as a what? A deviant. When the norms are held in perspective. Norms are for a reason. Now we know that all norms are not good. Yeah, we know some are biased and racist and all of that. But then we know that there are those norms that are good for us as the people to survive so that we won't be killing each other, robbing each other, hating each other. Right? This is important. We just got away from just normal just conversation that just makes sense. You should be able to call a person out when what they're saying doesn't make sense. Hey JJ, right? Let me check the time now. Dominica. Okay. T Swin in the house. Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. T Swin. Dominica says people are entitled to what they want and how they want to live. However, they are not entitled to try and force their beliefs and way of living upon others. Do you and live your life? Dominica also says that's the key thing. People are willing to sacrifice themselves for a price that's really not worth it. Yes. Master teacher, you're responding. Yes. To Dominica. You can say that again. The money or paper is not worth the ink that is printed on. Let me go up a little bit further. Everybody look quiet in the room today on this one. Okay, so look, let me get back to this. So when we're talking about the norms, and I'm not even talking about from a religious standpoint, I'm talking about the real prophets that put real conversation out here for us to see how things really appear, right? If you're running around stealing people's stuff, man, people need to know you're a thief. Now, if you're in the neighborhood, master teacher, and there's a burglar in the neighborhood and they keep breaking in people's houses, but you ain't gonna tell them who the burglar is, and you know who the burglar is. Yeah, you're a co-conspirator, right? You're complicit in the behavior. So if you know somebody that's running around stealing people's jokes, man, let people know, hey man, you better watch them, he gonna steal your stuff. No, you're supposed to set them out so they do what? Stop. ST and the OP. You put it all together and that spells stop. That means stop. And get hit. Tell you the real sacrifice. See, the real sacrifice is not because you sacrifice for money that they're gonna give you to behave a certain way. See, the real sacrifice is, man, when you risk your life to tell them no, you're not doing that, right? And then you know that you're gonna get what labeled as being crazy. What did they do to David Chappelle? What they did to him was they labeled him as being crazy and a drug addict because he did what? Turned down $50 million. Let's just have a conversation, family. $50 million. You can fact check this and check it out. So they labeled him as crazy. Look at Monique. Monique, for that movie, she got an Oscar for. They only, what was it, Precious? They only paid her $50,000. Then they got mad at her because she wouldn't do free publicity. And then they blacklisted her, blackballed her. And so she cried loud and spared not. So what happened? She got what? Labeled as being what? Crazy and too aggressive, and she's hard to work with. She's difficult to work with. When there are others that know it. Look, the only one that at that particular time came out and said something was 50 Cent. Was 50 Cent. So look, so Oprah done so many people in, so here she gonna come around and do it again for educational purposes. So what did she do to Taraji? What she say? Say it again. She underpaid her. So, so according to some records, when the movie came out, it grossed over $18 million. But then there's some others said that it only grossed 12 million. Okay, so check this out. So according to what I read and heard, they only paid to Roger 500,000. You just made 18 million. So here's Taraja comes out and say, hey man, they keep underpaying me. They keep underpaying me. So what do they say? Oh, she shouldn't have did that. So the higher ups are saying that you're ruining our business because now ticket sales are down. That's what they need to be down until you start paying people what they are worth. Do you know how hard those people work? Do you know what they got to go through? And then you sitting up here not wanting to pay them. But this crazy. This crazy family. Queen Octavia says they are so used to people bowing down and doing things for the love of money that when someone stands in business and bucks, they try to break them. Yeah, yeah. When there are those that buck, yeah, they want to break them. Yes, yes, Queen Octavia. That's what they want to do. It's just that it's that buck breaking again. You buck, we gonna break you. So now here come the prophets. Now they coming. I really want to admonish you all to find that clip with David Chappelle and D. Ray. D. Ray was trying to stop him. He was like, "Man, hey, dude, don't don't do it." You know what I'm saying? See, you have to understand that Cat Williams has built an audience based off them ones that are bowdy bowdy. You catch what I'm saying? They bowdy bowdy. They ain't bourgeoisie. They ain't boule. No, these hardcore fans. This man is selling out arenas, family. Listen to me. This brother is selling out arenas with his own money. Excuse me. He don't need anybody to front him or anything, making his own money. So that way he can say what he needs to say when he want to say it and why he want to say it, and don't have to ask anybody for saying it. That's the kind of comedian that I want to hear because he gonna get down to the real nitty gritty. He gonna go and let it happen for him. He gonna make it happen. The only other comedian outside of Bernie Mac that I would ever pay for to go and see, Cat Williams is the only one. Cat don't know me and I don't know him. But it's in his articulation. You listen to when he articulates. He opened it up so you can see it. And then he put it together for you. And then the crazy part about what he does is that he answers questions that you've always had. You had that question, you know, like, oh, I know they was up to something. Say it again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was some foul play somewhere. Yeah. Dominica says what's been said about her is that she jumped on me. Hold on. Okay. What's been said about her is that she's gotten paid more than she has before. Yes, they did stipulate that. That's their way of putting a band-aid on the situation as if she should be grateful for the pay she received. Absolutely. See, this is why I wanted y'all to do this, family, because when we start sharing this information, it makes it even clear. It makes it even clear that, hey man, we're not going to stand idly by and let you just keep doing this without saying something and then doing something. We will withhold our money from that box office and you'll feel it in your pocket. Yeah. See, whereas Cat, he can say what he needs to say because that's his crowd. That's what he built that off of. He didn't build it off of having to please somebody else and do something that someone else wanted him to do. He built that from the ground up. Right? Yeah. Hey, Queen, inspirational Queen Kizzy. Yeah, Cat exposed a lot. Yeah. And then, look, so I don't know if y'all caught this. Country Wayne went up in there in Club Shay Shay. Country Wayne went up in there. Country Wayne went up in there. Y'all know that it was an incident with he and yeah, Jess Larius. Hey man, that wasn't true. Just said this, I said this, that said that. See, now you get into what's really happening so that you can thin all this stuff out, man. Yeah, yeah. Say what you need to say. This is what's happening. Remember, this is the season. See, prophetically, if anybody know what's going on, even the country's community is on it, that this is the season of revealing. This is the thinning of the veil where you thin and prove. You're gonna thin it and prove it. This is what's happening in this season. You're gonna know who is and who isn't. You're gonna know who out here about the bag and who's out here, man, really for uplifting of humanity and the uplifting of the people and loving the people. See, when you tell the truth on people, people tend to label you as being angry. You're an angry man. You're an angry woman. Oh, you're hurting. You're not healed. You need to heal. Hurting people hurt other people. You know, this kind of stuff that's being thrown around, right? So, in other words, I should just let you keep on doing what you're doing that's hurting other people because you're stealing their stuff. And I should just let you keep doing it and not tell it on you. But because I'm telling on your ass, that means that what? I'm hurting you. No, that means get your own material. If you need to use someone else's material, you need to ask permission. If you don't, then you are a literary thief, a burglar. You steal it. The late Bernie Mac said the same thing that he put out there. Yes. He had more material. Yes. Yes. Stealing information, man. Come on, family. What say you? Yes. Yes, Lavelle. Unknown Secrets will come out this year, 2024. You say, okay, talk about it. I'm waiting on y'all. I did just about all the talking I'm gonna do. Y'all say what you need to say. I'm just opening up a platform for it right now. Because this affects all of us. This affects all of us. It just isn't affecting one individual. So I wrapped all of that up in norms and all kinds of things, different types of things. But what are you willing to hold on to that will help with the survivability of us? Right? As y'all see, the information is out there. The head of the Mod Squad, Stephanie, has put out donation information. Thank you for your donation, Prince of Peace. Thank you for your donation, Queen Octavia. Say what you need to say. But before we get out of here, if you're in the room today, we want you to donate to help us bring greater content. And there's some other things that we need to get done. We're only as great as you guys are. We're only as great as you guys are. And when there's something that piques your interest, excuse me, silences are draining. When there's something you know that all it needs is a little support, and you support it, that means that you're a part of it. And that you'll always be recognized as being a part of that. And that energy will also flow. So I didn't want to hold you long today. I think you gave me right around what? How many minutes? Where we at? About Okay, read last question. Okay. Yes, knocking down doors in 24. Right. Knocking down doors in 2024. If you're out there, you're still in the house, hit that donation button. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that, Queen Octavia. Yes. Uh, David Chappelle goes off on Cat Williams exposing Cedric the Entertainer and Steve Harvey. And it's on Rec TV, MREC TV is where you can find that. MREC, uh, M capital MRECK TV, where you can see what David Chappelle did. Thank you. Also, last week, Kizzy, before we got off, for donating. Okay, fam. Okay, fam. With that, listen. I've reached that space and place and time where I must say, hold what you got, muse over it, cogitate upon it, ponder on it, meditate upon it. But by all means, do what? Govern yourselves accordingly. What love, eternal life, peace, power, prosperity, and excellent health. Until next true session, you know what I tell you? Because